I feel like Camp Lazlo managed very well to emulate the feel of 90s cartoons without also mirroring the gross-out humor that tended to be a trend at the time as well, that we probably had Ren and Stimpy to blame for. This show was strange and it reveled in it, and that was a glorious thing. As no one said ever, but probably should have, "'Tis better to be confident in your weirdness than uncomfortable in the mundane." Really, this show is an absolute gem and one of Cartoon Network's finest. I definitely need to talk about it more in depth someday. Thinking back on it, I wonder why I couldn't remember that Camp Lazlo had a Halloween special, and that it deserved to be in my honorable mentions list at least. This was one of my favorite shows, so I should have remembered. I wonder why I didn't.
Ooh, spooky. Very Halloween-y.
I think it's kind of appropriate that the Halloween special is in the format of your typical two-segment episode, Hallow-Beanies, which basically acted as a representation of the innocence of Halloween as a kid, and Meatman, well, horror episode, since it is structured like a traditional horror story. Of course softened at least a bit for kids. It's good to see what is technically a singular Halloween special split into two segments, showing off the dichotomy of Halloween media, the lighthearted side and the horror side. But honestly, Lumpus's singing is enough to convince me that both can be perceived as horror episodes.
When the scouts have all gone home, leaving this moose all alone, to relax on Hallows Eve like grown-ups do.
Hallow-Beanies revolves around the Jelly Beans staying in Camp Kidney after it's been closed for the summer so they can celebrate Halloween in the area. I'm not going to question the continuity or the timeline of how summer camp is only ending on October 31st, or how the Jelly Beans managed to hide out from getting taken home, or how many summers this show potentially took place over. I'm just going to appreciate the fact that it gave us a Halloween special. This show was really weird anyway, why question it? Though I am compelled to question where Raj is from that would make him unaware of even the most basics of Halloween traditions. Luckily, Lazlo is happy to give him a crash course on trick-or-treating, the costumes, the candy, etc.
And chocolate bunnies.
Chocolate bunnies?
Halloween bunnies.
Oh, I love Halloween bunnies.
Lazlo also has the good graces to inform Raj how the spirit of Halloween is a tad vengeful towards those who would attempt to spoil her glorious night for others, what he refers to as the curse of the Halloween spirit.
What does the curse look like?
Like a scary monster or something.
Oh,
Whatever you want to believe in, Lazlo, I'm not one to judge.
I do believe.
Clam is my spirit animal.
Scary traffic cone.
Though honestly she may enjoy a good prank as well on those who may not believe like they should. Like Lumpus, she certainly gives him the runabout.
Halloween is for the birds. Funny, I don't remember rain in the forecast.
Rain is in the forecast.
Be quiet!
So Lazlo leads the Jelly Beans on a night of trick-or-treating, ending up accidentally getting lost and taking the same path around, always ending up back at Lumpus's place.
Do you ever notice that people who live in the mountains look a lot alike?
Hijinks ensue, the Jelly Beans end up in the confiscated candy cabinet, and Lumpus ends up a mess.
The curse of the Halloween spirit.
How could it be the curse of the Halloween spirit? We all believe in Halloween, don't we?
Believe. Perhaps for just a moment, I only believed in candy. It's the curse of the Halloween spirit.
I love how despite the fact that it's just Raj who thinks he's at fault, it's not just his problem. They're all in it together, as friends. This is just a tight comedy of errors with a Halloween theme and setting. Lumpus thinking that the Jelly Beans and a stuffed bear is the curse of the Halloween spirit, just like the Jelly Beans thought Lumpus was. Simple, lighthearted, and funny. However, the next segment is a bit more dark in the fact that it's literally structured in a horror format. Chef McMuesli may be the strangest character in the entire cast, and that's saying something.
There are no mini animals in my broccoli salad.
Hell, the catalyst to Meatman is him getting upset over the fact that the Jelly Beans were playing with their food. Which does nothing because they almost immediately start playing with the canned meat he gave them as well. Though it doesn't take long for them to start playing something else instead. So it kind of becomes a Toy Story situation where, hey, they're kids. They want to play with one thing one moment and another thing the next. Meatman is interesting with how accurate its structuring is. The seemingly innocuous inanimate object starting off harmless and benign until it starts acting on its own, then starting to show how truly hostile it can be. Meatman even invokes vibes of Invasion of the Body Snatchers and The Thing to an extent. There's no telling how Meatman achieves sentience, and honestly with this show I'd expect some ridiculous over-the-top explanation, but again, I'm not going to question it. Oh my god, I repress that! Hell, this segment even has a body count of at least 4, and one of them being on screen as Chef McMuesli gets literally blown up, after which the jelly beans, apparently meeting a gruesome meaty fate off screen to be replaced with body doubles to go forth and devour and potentially replace the rest of the campers, and maybe even the whole world after that. Admittedly, this episode spooked me as a kid, but now the implications are spooking me as an adult. Why hasn't this shown up on more people's "this scared me as a kid" list? Because honestly, this is probably the darkest Camp Lazlo ever got. There's not even the moment of, oh, it was just a dream, or a story, or, you know, how other shows that have episodes like this get out of the literally, by the way, everyone dies ending. It just goes to dark with all the other campers screaming. This is literally how the ending of Halloween 3 was supposed to go, with the credits just playing over the sounds of screams and terror. So yeah, Meatman probably adds everyone to his grotesque canned mass and takes over the world, everyone getting replaced with putrid meat body doubles. Thank goodness for shows with loose continuity like this. This would have been a pretty fucked up way to end the series, but thankfully it continued after this, and was just a generally great show from what I can recall at least. Again, I want to take a full look back on this series at some point, but that's for another time. We're still in the thick of the spooky season, and I want to make sure that all of my attention is given to this glorious celebration.